Hello, everyone. My name is Gil Blum. I'm from the Cortex product management team. And I'm here to talk to you about how the platformization strategy reduces complexity and improves your security outcomes. Now, if we look at SOCs over the years, what have they been doing? How have they evolved? We know that for many years, no major processes have changed. They've been working with traditional processes over the years, while the threat landscape has changed significantly, and technologies kept evolving. So basically, there was no major technological revolution that affected the security operations centers. They keep working with multiple teams, each team working on their own console, separate consoles, very disconnected. Each team, whether that's the cloud or posture or runtime, is talking with their own taxonomy and language, and that creates friction. Now, the burden and the toll that it takes is not only of security. You can think of how cumbersome it is to actually manage so many vendors just to provide better security. If you want to have multiple RFPs or POVs, and then you need to maintain all of the renewals, it takes its toll. And it's inevitable that it will have impact on your security levels. Now, just adding more tools and the problems won't save it, won't solve it. As technologies are emerging and new tools are being added, SIEM and network and cloud detection and response, and more very good tools, they're being adopted by the SOC. And it's good that they're being adopted by the SOC because they're solving real problems. They're shedding light on real blind spots. But it comes with a price. It comes with the price of integrations. It comes with the price of disconnected capabilities. Many times these point products are not well integrated. And if they are integrated, then it takes a full-time job just to make the process work. And many times they're not even coordinated. What happens when something breaks? Who do you talk to when there's an API call that has changed or a new version software that was updated and something breaks? Which customer number do you call in order to solve it? And for this exact reason, we think that the strategy of platformization can help and is the way to go to secure your organization. That's why when we built a platform for security, we built it from the ground up, looking at all of the challenges that security operations have and unifying and breaking all of those silos. When we're talking about the Cortex platform, we're talking about three main focus areas. We're talking about data, analytics, and automation. Now, let's start with the data. We're collecting data from various sources. It could be cloud, network, identity. All of those logs and events, third-party, that we're ingesting are automatically parsed, normalized, and actually stitched together. So we're not just aggregating logs. We're actually creating stories, like a network story or a cloud story. Each one of those, each event, could be reported by multiple sources, but we really care about the story itself, what actually happened. All of that out of the box actually is preparing the data for AI. If we look at all of the analytic detectors that we have that are learning, based on supervised learning, all of the information of our customers, they're baselining with context, understanding what is this user? What is the role of the asset? Does it make sense that they act this way? And we have hundreds and thousands of different detections for cloud, for identity. Then it goes into the automation pipeline, because if you want to expedite your investigation, or you want to automatically respond and remediate your incidents, all of these core capabilities are available within the platform. So if we're talking about the platform approach, we're looking at breaking barriers between different domains, and including multiple core capabilities that are important for the SOC. Remember, it's a solution for the entire SOC, so whether you're shifting left or if you're shifting right, if you're interested in more runtime issues or external attack surface management, threat intel, all of that is available within one tool, one data lake, one single backend, one single front end, no external API calls. It's all there. Now, the thing that's nice about the platform is that all modules are created equal. So each module has the ability to access the Cortex data lake. So you're not even enriching the data because you already have all of the data there. That's very important when you're investigating or responding. You can imagine how sophisticated response actions and playbooks can be when they can, for example, leverage analytics. So before you isolate an endpoint, you can get information about its users and their risk. Before you block a file, you can get information specifically to this organization, to your organization, about its prevalence. Is it rare or not? So the use cases of intertwined capabilities that are all shared are enormous. It caters different teams and helps streamline your processes. Now, many times, people are talking about platformization versus best of breed, like those are opposites. But I think that these go very well together. And in order for us to have an excellent platform, we have to be the best of breed in every core capability that we provide. And when people ask me, I'm from product management, they ask me who our competitors are. So I always give a very long list because our solution is relevant for so many markets. It really is disruptive and breaks those silos, which were usually more traditional, in our opinion. And we've been recognized by the industry and analysts in every core capability that we provide as leaders. So as long as we'll be winning in every core capability, the platform approach will win as well. Now, if we look at some outcomes that we've seen based on data, we know that our customers prior to the platform approach ingested certain amounts of data. And they were able to close out about a fifth of their incidents, and it took them days to do so. But after introducing the platform approach and adopting it, and actually transforming the way they work, on one hand, they were able to ingest 4 times more data. And maybe counterintuitively, they were able to close out all of their incidents because you saw automation is embedded everywhere. And not only that, it took them minutes to do so. Now, we talked about the general benefits of platformization, but let's have a deeper dive and look at how it helps secure identities, and specifically how it helps with VEC attacks. So what is a VEC attack? A vendor email compromise attack is an attack where an attacker compromises the mailbox of a known vendor. And it's not coincidental that they're targeting a known vendor because they want to abuse the trust that customers give their vendors. So they're targeting a specific mailbox, and then they can send out phishing emails to target customers. And obviously, when customers provide their credentials, sensitive information can be accessed and stolen. Now, the Cortex research team and platform has detected a VEC attack that actually targeted a very known financial vendor. Now, let's look at how that attack unfolded. First thing that the attacker did, of course, was compromise a known vendor's email mailbox. Specifically, they targeted the email mailbox of customer care because it makes sense. It would include sensitive information that customers are sending to that vendor. Next, they started monitoring for sensitive information and emails of interest. Then starts the data leakage, and they forwarded themselves the most interesting emails. Now, in order to hide their tracks and as an evasion technique, they actually moved all of the emails from the sent items to the deleted items, so no one would see their activity. Another thing that they did was they wanted to send out phishing emails, but before they sent out the phishing emails, they wanted to hide their tracks. So they set an inbox hiding rule, so any replies coming back from the phishing emails and would disclose what they're doing would hide all replies. Then they sent out all of the phishing emails to the customers, leveraging and abusing the trust that customers give their vendor. Customers, of course, enter credentials because they did that very well. And then they had access to sensitive information, and it all got stolen. We can look at a quick example of how the real website, and this is real data, how the real website looked like versus how the phishing data looked like. You can see that you can easily go wrong. And when we investigated this attack, we saw that the attacker used a variation of the phishing kit called Mirkboot. And the phishing kit is actually out-of-the-box tools that help attackers carry out phishing attacks very easily. And they can copy existing sites, websites, more conveniently. As we analyzed the structure of the phishing website and the Mirkboot toolkit, we saw a lot of similarities. We saw similar signatures. And we even saw, if you can see the lady from 2001 email, that was the email that was used for forwarding. The Mirkboot account has been active since 2014, and you can see that it's actually being used online for trading of accounts. You can see GoDaddy or Azure accounts that are being sold. What other evidence did we have? First of all, the user connected from Nigeria. We talked about analytics before with the platform approach, so we learn the behavior, and we know that that is an uncommon country to log in from. The emails themselves that were monitored by the attacker were also visible by the platform. And even the action of moving the emails from the sent items to the deleted items was captured as well. As the attackers wanted to spread the campaign, they sent out the phishing emails. And what they did was they put in the text FA secure file invoice number, and that's the text that they grabbed in order to create the hiding rule. The hiding rule was tapping into those words, FA secure file, as you see in the value. And they moved all of those emails to the RSS folder. The RSS folder is a default folder in Outlook. So no one really cares about that, right? Or is it just me? No one. It makes sense that the victims would not know that that folder is being populated. Now, if we dive into the ITDR module on the platform, which analyzes user and entity behavior, we could look at one alert, which was of low severity, the fact that the user connected from a suspicious country. So we're not just setting that in a static manner. It depends on the context. It depends on the behavior of the user. And we can see various countries, distinct users, and the fact that Nigeria is a very uncommon one to log in from. We also have an alert of medium severity, showing the suspicious exchange email hiding inbox rule. So it's all available in the platform, and we already see logs coming in as SIM capabilities are embedded, and ITDR and analytics and XDR. ITDR, as I said, baselines behavior. So you can actually see a risk score in the user card, and we can see how it spiked. Let's dive into a quick demo. On the right-hand side, you can see Cortex XSIAM console. That's our command center. That's the black one. And on the left, you can see the attacker. let's log in as the user to the Outlook. First thing they do as they log in, they want to create the RSS forwarding rule. In this example, you'll see how we actually reenacted the entire flow inside Outlook. We're going to go to the settings and create a new rule. As I mentioned, the forwarding rule was based on the text of the invoice that was sent out in the phishing emails to capture that. So that's actually what we're creating now. You can see the text that will be grabbed and the fact that we're going to move that into the RSS folder. So we're creating the forwarding rule to hide it. Phishing emails are starting to being sent, but in XSIAM, we're already picking up on that. So we have a new incident that actually is triggered by analytics. And if we look at the causality chain, the chain of events, the processes that were relevant for this attack, we'll see all of the information that's relevant and what exactly happened. We even have visibility to the exact rule, the RSS folder that was used, and the forwarding rule. So because we're talking about a platform, we have automation embedded. So we can run a playbook to resolve the issue. Now, normally, this would run end-to-end and actually resolve the alert. But just for this demo, we added a manual step just to show you how it runs and what it does. We can actually automatically check different important context about the user. Where did they log in from, right? They logged in from Nigeria. Is that common or not? Is this a risky user or not? We saw the trend in ITDR. So various components are used to know what is the best response that I want to take. Now, in this example, we're going to terminate the session of the user. But in other cases, we could disable the user. We could require MFA. It's all customizable, of course. So as the playbook runs, you can see on the left side that the session was terminated. Now, when we log back in to the mailbox, let's see the configuration. You can see that there's no rules available. So the playbook not only terminated the user, but actually reverted the configuration that it saw. Having a deeper dive into what we just saw, you can see Copilot in Cortex, giving me information about the user, and a suggestion for investigation. I can open the user risk score. That's the ITDR card and the trend that we saw before. I get its full name. Obviously, this is our lab user. You can see the title and a trend, historical trend of any spikes. The visibility is very deep because we have all of the data. Again, this is a platform. So all of the related alerts, incidents, and insights. The fact that they were generated by analytics. We even have visibility into the activity and working hours of the user and know if that's abnormal or not. We see authentication attempts and SaaS application logs, and even see the logs of the mailbox and the items that were accessed. I talked about analytics. We think that that's the most dynamic, smart way to do detection. These are the specific rules that were used in this attack for detection, but we have hundreds and thousands by category, learning, baselining, and triggering alerts that are actually being grouped into incidents. Everything is based on machine learning, so the grouping itself is also done with machine learning into incidents and assigned an automatic score. As we're talking about the platform strategy, we're looking at core capabilities that every SOC should have. We're talking about XDR and cloud detection and response, and attack surface management, and SOAR capabilities, automation. All of those are one step towards the journey of platformization. We think that that's the best way to achieve better security outcomes. And the platform is already here. So we've announced for fiscal year 24 over $500 million of bookings just for XSIAM platform on its own. We have 4 times more active users, over 6,000 customers for the Cortex platform. And most importantly, we're talking about impact. So over half of our customers have an MTTR of less than 10 minutes. So that makes a difference. We see that resonate with customers from multiple verticals, multiple scale and size. And we think that SOC transformation goes through platformization. And we invite you to join the ride. Thank you very much.